Vision. Chapter 170. Introduction. Human eye can recognize about 150 different colors in the visible spectrum. Discrimination and appreciation of colors depend upon the ability of receptors in retina. Visible spectrum. Spectral colors. When sunlight or white light is passed through a glass prism, it is separated into different colors. Series of colored light produced by the prism is called the visible spectrum. Colors that form the spectrum are called spectral colors. Spectral colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet, ROYGBIV or VIBGYOR. In the spectrum, colors occupy the position according to their wavelengths. Wavelength is the distance between two identical points in the wave of light energy. Accordingly, red has got the maximum wavelength of about 8000 A and the violet has got the minimum wavelength of about 3000 A. Light rays longer than red are called infrared rays. Rays shorter than violet are called ultraviolet rays. But, these two extraordinary types of rays do not evoke the sensation of vision. Refraction of spectral colors by the prism also depends on wavelengths. Red is refracted less and violet is refracted more. So, longer the light rays, lesser is the refraction by the prism. Polychromatic phenomenon. Polychromatic phenomenon is the shift of brightest part of spectrum, when the intensity of illumination is changed. When white light is passed through a prism, it splits into spectral colors from red to violet, and if the colors are viewed at high illumination, the brightest part of the spectrum is the yellow, i.e. the brightest part of the spectrum is shifted to left. But when the light intensity is reduced to that of twilight, the color of the spectrum fades. Now the brightest part of spectrum is green, i.e. the brightest part of spectrum is shifted to right. It is called Polychromatic shift or effect. According to Polychromatic, this effect is due to the maximal stimulation of cones by yellow and the maximal stimulation of rods by green. Extraspectral colors. Extraspectral colors are the colors other than those present in visible spectrum. These colors are formed by the combination of two or more spectral colors. For example, purple is the combination of violet and red. Pink is the combination of red and white. Primary colors. Primary colors are those, which when combined together produce the white. Primary colors are red, green and blue. These three colors in equal proportion give white. Complementary colors. Complementary colors are the pair of two colors, which produce white when mixed or combined in proper proportion. Examples of complementary colors are red and greenish blue, orange and cyan blue, yellow and indigo blue, violet and greenish yellow, purple and green. Theories of color vision. Many theories are available to explain the mechanism of perception of color by eyes. However, most of the theories are not accepted universally. Following are the 5 theories, which are recognized. 1. Thomas Young Trichromatic Theory. According to Thomas Young, retina has 3 types of cones. Each one possesses its own photosensitive substance. Each cone gives response to one of the primary colors, red, green and blue. Different color sensations are produced by the stimulation of various combinations of these 3 types of cones. For sensation of white light, all the 3 types of cones are stimulated equally. 2. Helmholtz Trichromatic Theory. Helmholtz substituted the sensitive filaments of optic nerve for cones. The sensitive filaments of nerves give response selectively to one or other of the 3 primary colors. It is also called Young-Helmholtz theory. 3. Granit Dominator Modulator Theory. Granit observed that the ganglionic cells of retina are stimulated by the whole of the visual spectrum. He studied the action potentials in ganglionic cells, which are stimulated by light, and obtained some sensitivity curves. Sensitivity curves were recorded by using different wavelengths of light both in light-adapted and dark-adapted eyes. On the basis of these sensitivity curves, Granit classified the ganglionic cells into 2 groups, namely, dominators and modulators. Dominators. Dominators are responsible for brightness of light. Dominators are further divided into 2 types, dominators for cones, which respond in light-adapted eye, and a broad sensitivity curve is produced with the maximum response around the wavelengths 55A. Dominators for rods, which respond in dark-adapted eye, and in the sensitivity curve the maximum response is given at the wavelengths of 500A. Modulators. Modulators are responsible for different color sensations. Modulators are of three types: modulators of blue, which are stimulated by light with wavelengths of 450 to 470A. Modulators of green, which are stimulated by light with wavelengths of 520 to 540A. Modulators of red-yellow, stimulated by light with wavelengths of 580 to 600A. If green light falls on retina, modulators of green are stimulated and other two are less affected. Thus, according to Granit, the dominators are responsible for brightness or intensity of light, both in dark-adapted rods and light-adapted cones, eyes. The modulators are responsible for color vision in light-adapted eyes. For Hartrich polychromatic theory. According to this theory, the human retina has 7 types of receptors. All the 7 receptors are divided into 3 units. First unit. First unit is a tricolor unit consisting of receptors for orange, green, and blue. Second unit. Second unit is a dicolor unit with receptors for yellow and blue colors. Receptors for yellow and blue are complementary to each other. Third unit. Third unit is another dicolor unit with red and blue-green receptors. 5. Herrings theory of opposite colors. According to Herring, retina has 3 photochemical substances. Each substance produces the sensation of a particular color by its breakdown or resynthesis. First substance. First substance is white-black substance. Its breakdown causes sensation of white and resynthesis causes sensation of black. Second substance. Second substance is yellow-blue substance. Its breakdown causes sensation of yellow and resynthesis causes sensation of blue. Third substance. Third substance is red-green substance. Its breakdown causes sensation of red and resynthesis causes sensation of green. This theory explains the successive contrast and after images, but not the simultaneous sensation of antagonistic colors. Color-sensitive areas in retina. Peripheral part of retina is devoid of cones and is insensitive to color and gives sensation of white, black, and gray only. Central portion of retina, fovea centralis, has more cones, so it is more sensitive to color. In extrafoveal regions, cones are mingled with rods. Retinal area sensitive to blue is largest and to green is smallest. Red comes next to blue and then comes yellow. All the color areas of retina are mapped out by using perimeter. Contrast effects. Simultaneous contrast. Simultaneous contrast is the effect that intensifies the contrast, difference, between two colors, which are placed against each other. When black is placed against white or white against black, these two colors set one another off, i.e. the black looks blacker and the white looks whiter. Similarly, the green is enhanced by red and red by green. Maximum effect of simultaneous contrast is obtained when the complementary colors are paired. Reason for simultaneous contrast is that, the stimulation of an area of retina by one color modifies the response in the surrounding or neighboring areas. It increases the sensitivity to other colors in the surrounding receptors. This action is probably due to horizontal cells. Successive contrast. Successive contrast is the effect of previously viewed color field on the appearance of currently viewed color field. When a person looks at a green object after looking at a bright red, the green object appears to be more greenish. There is an increase in the sensitivity to the complementary color. Reason for successive contrast is that, the stimulation of an area of retina modifies its sensitivity to the successive stimuli. Thus, there is an increase in the sensitivity to the second color. After image. After image is the phenomenon in which retention of image occurs even after cessation of light stimulus. After looking at a bright object, if the eyes are closed, the image remains more distinct for some time and then fades away gradually. Afterimage is of two types, one positive afterimage. Positive afterimage is an afterimage persisting after closure of eyes or turning towards a dark background. After looking at a bright object, if the eyes are closed or fixed on a black surface, the afterimage appears to be bright and with same color of the object. 2. Negative afterimage. Negative afterimage is an afterimage that persists while turning towards a bright background. After looking at bright object, if the eyes are fixed on white surface, instead of closing or fixing on a black surface, the afterimage appears in complementary color. Reason for negative afterimage is the persistence of activity in retina, even after the particular stimulus ceases to act. Applied physiology, color blindness. Color blindness is the failure to appreciate one or more colors. It is common in 8% of males and only in 0.4% of females, as mostly the color blindness is an inherited sex-linked recessive character. In addition to hereditary conditions, color blindness occurs due to acquired conditions also such as ocular diseases or injury or disease of retina. The term color blind does not mean that objects are seen only in black and white. Total color blindness is very rare. There are many types and degrees of color blindness. The most appropriate term for color blindness is deficiency of color vision. Causes for acquired color blindness. Trauma. Injury to eye due to accidents or strokes results in color blindness. Chronic diseases. Color blindness is caused by chronic diseases such as glaucoma, degeneration of macula of eye, retinitis, sickle cell anemia, leukemia, diabetes, liver diseases, Parkinson disease, Alzheimer disease, multiple sclerosis, drugs. Frequent use of some drugs leads to color blindness, antibiotics, antihypertensive drugs, antituberculosis drugs, barbiturates, drugs used to treat psychological problems and neural disorders. Toxins. Industrial toxins or strong chemicals cause color blindness. Common substances causing color blindness are fertilizers, carbon monoxide, carbon disulfide, chemicals with high lead content. Alcoholism. Chronic alcoholism results in color blindness. Aging. Color blindness can occur after 60 years of age due to various changes in eye. Classification of color blindness. Based on Young-Helmholtz trichromatic theory, color blindness is classified into three types: Fig 170.1 monochromatism. Monochromatism is the condition characterized by total inability to perceive color. It is also called total color blindness or achromatopsia. Monochromatism is very rare. Persons with monochromatism are called monochromat. Retina of monochromat is totally insensitive to color and they see the whole spectrum in only black, white, and different shades of gray. So, their vision is similar to black and white photography. Monochromatism is divided into two types: rod monochromatism. Rod monochromatism is the condition in which cones are functionless and the vision depends purely on rods. So, rod monochromats are totally color blind. They are dazzled by light but definitely are not blind during daylight. Their visual acuity is lowered and foveal vision is absent, which results in central scotoma. Central scotoma is the formation of big blind spot in fovea centralis due to the non-functioning of cones. Rods are also absent in fovea. Cone monochromatism. Cone monochromatism is the condition in which vision depends upon one single type of cone. Central scotoma does not occur in this condition. Dichromatism. Dichromatism is the color blindness in which the subject can appreciate only two colors. Persons with this defect are dichromat. They can match entire spectrum of colors by only two primary colors because the receptors for third color are defective. The defects are classified into three groups: Protonopia. Protonopia is the type of dichromatism caused by the defect in receptor of first primary color, i.e. red. So, the red color cannot be appreciated. Persons having protonopia are called protonopes. They use blue and green to match the colors. Thus, they confuse red with green. Deuteranopia. Deuteranopia is the dichromatism caused by the defect in receptor of second primary color, i.e. green. Deuteranopes use blue and red colors and they cannot appreciate green color. Tritonopia. Tritonopia is the dichromatism caused by the defect in receptor of third primary color, i.e. blue. Tritonopes use red and green colors and they cannot appreciate blue color. Trichromatism. Trichromatism is the color blindness in which intensity of one of the primary colors cannot be appreciated correctly though the affected persons are able to perceive all the three colors. Persons with this defect are called trichromat. Even the dark shades of one particular color look dull for them. Trichromatism is classified into three types. Protonomy. Protonomy is the type of trichromatism in which the perception for red is weak. So to appreciate red color, the person requires more intensity of red than a normal person. Deuter Anomaly. Deuter Anomaly is the trichromatism in which the perception for green is weak. Tritonomy. Tritonomy is the trichromatism with weak perception for blue. Tests for color blindness. Three methods are available to determine the color blindness: by using Ishihara color charts, by using Holmgren colored wool, by using Edrich green lantern.